Hey guys, Basil and Will with GraysonHobby, and today we're going to show you how you upgrade your 4-in-1 RadioMaster to the latest ELRS system. So basically what we're going to do, we're going to show you the new Ranger modules from RadioMaster.
Yes.
We're going to install the new RadioMaster Ranger modules. They come 3 different sizes, and we're going to show you some highlights.
Yep.
Alright, well, where do I get these Ranger modules?
So Ranger modules are available at GraysonHobby.com, or if you're in Georgia, come out to Loganville, GraysonHobby shop.
.com. Anything all the above.
So if you're looking online, you see all this stuff about ELRS, and you're not really sure what it is. It's a new protocol out there. It's open source. Think of it as Crossfire, Tracer, Ghost, etc., all kind of mixed together, but open source. It's a long-range, low-latency system that's really good, on par, if not possibly better than the stuff closed source on the market. So we have the full range module. You can see here I actually have the micro adapter on it, the micro module here, and the nano module. The nano module is going to be something you're going to find on like a Zorro or similar radios that use the small XJT style. This is the micro. It can fit in the back of like a TX16, TX12, etc. It's just your standard JR style module bay. And then the full range, or the full blown system has the ability, it comes with actually an adapter plate, which I forgot to take out of the box and show you guys. But it comes with 2 different systems, which we'll go over later in a different part of the video. So these modules right here are pretty much the next step in RC. Up until recently, it was kind of like, okay, you got 5 channels of ELRS, ExpressLRS, otherwise ELRS. And you were limited. You had channel 5 for switch, etc., arming, disarming. But now, with the 3.0 ExpressLRS coming out, it has more features. It's really geared more towards planes, in my opinion. It also has super low latency for those of you guys who are racing drones and all that. You have a 1000 Hertz mode that's just super low latency. Or you can lower the Hertz mode to get super long range. We're talking 30 plus kilometers recorded with people.
Don't do that.
What?
30 kilometers.
Oh, no, don't. Do not fly past line of sight and any other FAA rules that you have in your area. But these things, basically, that being said, we're not looking for distance. We're looking for strength and reliability of link, and that's what these have. This is a much more robust system, in my opinion, than FreeSky, FlySky, Spectrum, all of the past. This is just a really good system. The low latency is amazing. In my opinion, it's kind of like taking the best of Ghost, Crossfire, and Tracer and throwing it all into one 2.4 gigahertz system. It's just awesome. It's really cool. Those of you like open source, you're going to love it. If you don't like open source, well, you might not like it as much. It's a little more of a learning curve.
But it does more.
If you already own an Edge TX radio, you've already experienced the whole wonderful world of open source. And if you're able to configure this, you're able to ELRS, no problem.
All right, let's get to it.
All right, so basically, let's go over the different modules here. So all 3 of these are capable of the 1000 Hertz setting. They're capable of 1 watt output, which is, in comparison, when you're looking at Spectrum, FreeSky, FlySky, all that, most of those are around 100 milliwatt systems. These have anywhere from 10 milliwatt all the way up to 1000 milliwatt. So, and the Ranger rate here, from what I understand, I have not done it yet, but apparently you can be unlocked to 2 watt, which is incredibly powerful. And that's probably why it's got a big honking metal heat sink.
Make sure you wear your protective helmet.
Yeah, get your radiation suit on, right? No, but basically this is, all intents and purposes, this is kind of overboard, but this is for the guys that wanted the full range Crossfire module. That's kind of what this was. This is your middle of the ground system for the nanos, or the nano here and the micro here. For the average Joe, if you have a nice color screen and Lua Scripts and all that, I think this is probably your best buy. They're under $100, all 3 models, or right at $100, I guess. This one has OLED screen, RGB lights, all kinds of programmability. It's a beautiful system. Is it a little overkill? I wouldn't put it on the back of a Zorro, but other than that, it's not that bad.
All right, let's get to it.
So there.
Wait, that's it?
Well, it just clicks in. Yeah.
Okay.
Just, it's a JR module bay. So when you get it out of the box, you do have to bolt on the adapter. There's 3 screws, whether you put the nano module or the micro module on it. You'll see it's a little plug harness that plugs in the back. And then you'll just put it into the back of the radio with the plate removed.
Does the handle fold with that on there?
Handles is not really. It hits the...
Turn to the side?
No, it actually hits both buttons at once. Interesting. So guys, remember with your micro modules and all that, you do have these little holes right here. Those line up with the pins. So you don't want to be jamming things in sideways. Make sure you plug it in, line it up, and go straight down. If you have to force it, you're not in the pin. So make sure you line it up and push it in. Should take minimal force. So it's literally, only resistance really should be these tabs pushing on the side of the frame. So this is the Ranger OLED. So you can see it's programmable RGB and all that stuff you can do in the app. But you'll see that this came with 3.01. There is a newer version as of today. This is just what this one shipped with. But you'll see the different settings in here. And actually, I'm going to show you on the Lua Script. This is a bigger screen.
Okay.
But all right, so once you put the module in, this is a 4-in-1 TX16S. So what we do have to do is we have to go to our system here, or I'm sorry, model, click here, or touch the screen, but I'm going to just click the wheels. And you have to make sure your internal module, I'm going to turn off the internal, and I'm going to turn on the external, and it's going to be turned on to Crossfire, CRSF. So once that's on, it gives us the ability to get everything there, and then we'll go to System, we'll go to ExpressLRS, click that, then this will load up, and you can see it says RadioMaster Ranger, so it's identifying the module and the radio. This is the packet rate, so it's standard, and you can get the different packet rates are available right there. So I'll leave it on the 250 for this video. Telemetry data, there's different styles of telemetry, which is basically how long, like how many times a second and all that, it's going to transmit the data. So depending on what you're doing, if you go too low, you might get false low or lost signals.
But they can go to the wiki and read all this information, right?
So, yeah. There's different settings there, switch modes, model match. You can actually enable model match similar to like a Spectrum to where each receiver can be paired to it. TX power, so you can see here it has 1,000 milliwatt, 500 and all that, all the way down to 25. Dynamic you can turn on, you can set it to an aux switch, whatever you want to do. The fan, you can actually have it turn on at different powers.
Yeah, look at that.
So never turn on. I don't know if I do that with 1,000 milliwatt, but so you got that. And then the VTX administrator, that's if you're connected to a VTX. Wi-Fi connectivity, this is how you get into like your programming modes and all that if you need to, or depending on what you want to do. You got the backpack settings here, you can see that there, and then this is for the simulator, and then finally the binding. You can see this is also showing version 3.01. So that's what you're going to see if you have a Lua Script. Whether you have the Zorro obviously would be different because of the screen, but same information on any of the modules through the Lua Script. The difference on this one is it has the external screen here, the OLED, similar like the Beta FPV if you're familiar with that at all. And I'm trying to do this button upside down. Do packet rate.
There we go. So
it's got several different options in there. So I'm just cycling through those. Some of the settings you can have to do it through the ExpressLRS configurator to adjust like the colors and all that. But you can actually program the colors on the lights and everything. So that's different there. Now the reason why this one may be more useful for people is if you have the, let's see, I've got to show you on that, the Crossfire output. So some radios you actually have to hook this up externally and all that. I can't remember, I think it's like Fataba or something like that. But you can use that port there. The USB update port, external power port. So if you're going to use that 1 watt, you'll probably want to plug in external power because that's a lot of power.
Or the 2 watt.
Or the currently locked 2 watt. But yes. So with the addition of ELRS 3.0 and newer on these modules, we now have access to 16 full 10-bit resolution channels on 100 megahertz and 333 megahertz modes, I believe it is, or hertz modes. Don't quote me on that. You have to look at the configurator. But basically, it gives us the ability to do full 16 channels. The downside is most of the receivers we're having on the market are 5-channel. That's not necessarily a bad thing, though. These two particular ones will show in a later video. But what I've done is actually paired one receiver to be channel 1 through 5, and the other receiver to be 6 through 10.
No way.
The cool thing about that is...
So you made a 10 channel?
It's a 10 channel receiver with two, still sub $40 right there for a 10 channel receiver. But what I like about this is, I don't know about you guys, but if you've ever had planes where you got flaps, retracts, ailerons, all kinds of wiring coming from the wing, and you got a freaking 5 foot, 6 foot long wing, and you're trying to take it out of the car, get it all plugged up, you're spending 20 minutes plugging everything in. Well, with this, I can run a BEC cable to one receiver, a BEC to the other, power both receivers, and then leave this one on the wing, leave this one in the fuselage. So that's kind of a cool idea right there. Granted, you will be seeing 8, 10, 12, and more channel receivers coming out from RadioMaster and other companies in the future.
Just to be clear, RadioMaster sent us one of these modules for review. We did not pay for them.
1 nano, 1 micro, 1 full size.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're clear. I'll put that at the end.
So look forward to future videos where we talk about more in-depth configuration, tuning, updating, stuff like that. We're looking to do a lot more tutorial stuff again this year, like we've done in the past, because everyone's asked, and we know a lot of other videos are out there that get people confused, and we're hoping to do something maybe a little more understanding that you guys have followed in the past.